Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the first video in my World of Warcraft Season of Discovery playlist. So it's been a few years for me before returning to the World of Warcraft now for what is Season of Discovery. So they described it as classic with a spicy twist at BlizzCon, and it's been an amazing experience so far. So here, as you see, I zone in from the human video load screen, the animation. You can see just how many people there are, and that's the very first thing I want to have be noted here, is how many people there are. And so the first part of this video, you're gonna see me ding from level 1 through level 25, and it was an awesome leveling experience from start to finish, and I enjoyed every step of the way. And one of the reasons that made it so amazing was the new rune system. So I'll talk more about that later as I show myself collecting all the runes. As of the recording and release of this video, I have 11 out of the 12 runes that are available in phase 1. So I will, suffice to say, I've been pursuing getting the runes, and it's been a lot of fun. However, once more, I must talk about the secret of World of Warcraft, which is why this experience has been so fun. And the secret, as I talk about in my very first WoW video so long ago, actually the very first video on this YouTube channel, back when I was still Brockshield and not Lord Naren White, as you see myself introducing myself as Lord Naren White, as one day my intended audience of my children, and of course anyone that enjoys my content. My channel is now about my faith primarily. I would say that when looking back at that video from so long ago, I talked about the secret of World of Warcraft, which is that it's not about World of Warcraft, it's about people. And that is a secret that holds true to this day. As you see me leveling here, you see just how many people are inhabiting this world. The different groups, the different content. Eventually we'll see the dungeons and the raids. And World of Warcraft, I've in many of my other game series, I always mention World of Warcraft Classic as the best game ever made, because it is the best game ever made. And does the world star? Yes, it does star. The World of Warcraft itself is amazing. The gameplay is amazing. The progression is amazing. However, the number one reason why this is the best game of all time is the people. All the way from the leadership at BlizzCon to leaders in servers, communities, etc., down to players like me that have no aspiration of leading anything other than pretty much just filling the role that I want to fill. In this case, Brockshield will be tanking finally, and that after the people now brings me around to the second part of what I wanted to discuss, which is that content. These runes that are there for different classes. Every class has their own runes. They make the game much more fun. And is it a little bit easier in terms of combat? I think it is, but it's more than worth it. Why? Because for a class like a paladin, when leveling, in Classic, as you saw, I played Brockshield, you literally only have Judgment. You have your Seals and you have Judgment. And now you can have Crusader Strike, you can have Divine Storm, you can have Exorcist, and all of those abilities make the paladin class just that much more fun, that much more enjoyable. And so you see here, as I'm leveling through the content and leveling up different zones, different experiences, etc., even though I just have, for example, Seal of the Crusader, it's just so much fun because, like I talked about, all of those different abilities that make the classes that much more fun. And so I would want to go ahead and say here now that when I once thought that Classic World of Warcraft was the best gaming experience, and I would still consider this classic, I would just then say that to make a distinction, that Season of Discovery is actually even better than original World of Warcraft Classic was for me, released. I came to World of Warcraft in 2007, so I started with Burning Crusade. However, I would say that I started, I think, in like January or February of 2007. However, I would then say that while Classic 2019 was the best game I've ever played, Classic Season of Discovery circa November 2023 has surpassed 2019 Classic for me. And for all the reasons mentioned above. And it's just, even though the content is being broken up into level groups of 25, 40, 50, and 60, as you know if you've been following, and if you're watching this 1,000 years from now, the max level in Classic is 60. However, they're choosing to level cap at 25, 40, and 50 before they get to the level cap of 60 to introduce different mechanics and content. For example, at the level 25 group, you're actually going to see how there's a raid, Black Fathom Depths, which is a ton of fun. And so that was just one example of the cool content they have. They also have PvP content, etc., that is releasing at that level bracket. So continuing now, in terms of what I've been hoping to, why I came back to World of Warcraft Season of Discovery, was, for the experience of playing the best game ever made, and it has more than lived up to the billing. And that's not an easy bar for a game to be expected to be the best game ever made. And I came back to this game after I had just beaten Baldur's Gate 3, the 2023 Game of the Year, by Larian Studios, one of my favorite game studios in gaming. And so when I came back to World of Warcraft, I was amazed at just how much fun I was having, because Baldur's Gate 3 was amazing. And then to see that there was, an experience for me that was even greater was just that something that I appreciate, because that kind of emphasis on no microtransactions, no pay-to-win components, just a true team game that encourages you to play alongside other people and achieve common goals and grow and progress. That's underrated in today's world. And now you can see here, after dinging level 25, which is the level cap, I respect to be a tank, and I'm going and collecting all the runes. So you see here now, one of the quests has you head to this inn here. I believe it's called the Slaughtered Lamb. And you talk with the innkeep, you bounce off this guy Stuart, and you get a rune for it. So this is one of the easier runes to get, obviously. And the hardest rune for paladins in the 25 group is the... Well, there are a few reasons, but pretty much the most difficult one is the Divine Storm rune, which you'll see me actually get a group for towards the end. There's the one rune I didn't have yet, is the Beacon of Light rune. That comes from these waylaid supplies, and that's something that I'll farm over time, because it requires you to go find like chests and things like that, basically. They can drop off mobs too, but most commonly from chests. So that's something that I'll do passively over time. Here you can see picked up another rune there, and gonna pick up actually some more runes as well, just to show the process of discovering and gathering runes and how cool it is to go around to different parts of the World of Warcraft and find new content that was never there in 2019. I'm hoping for a Classic Plus like that follows an old school RuneScape model, as that's been very successful for old school RuneScape. And for one of the chief reasons being that it doesn't invalidate the previous content, rather it builds on the foundation that was laid prior to its arrival. So with that, I'll now show you here, apologies if I mentioned that Black Fathom Depths content would be in this video. I will actually be showing that in next week's video. And here I'll go ahead and show the last rune that I'm getting, and so I'll go ahead and sign off on that note. With that, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.